While we've grown up, we've ninny bong. I'm Engineer Hoist, and welcome to our weekly Transformers Earth Wars news stream, and also a touch of post TFcon fun. So we're going to cover the news, and then I've got a few things. I don't have everything quite open up yet, but we will be showing off a few of the pickups that I got at TFcon, so stick around. And also, I think I might go ahead and let you guys in on a few things that I have planned for the channel. But first, we'll talk about the Transformers Earth Wars news after we say hello to everybody here in the chat. First off, I want to say hello to Oktar, one of our channel members. Thank you for your support. I do appreciate it. We've also got Fitz19, Super VH, Fami Gamers, Mr. Creeper, such wonderful images you submit every day for our community quarter, SG Soundwave, Silverbolt 94, Gentleman Red Alert, good to see you, buddy. I really wish you were there. It was a great time. They didn't announce Orlando, but they did say they're definitely coming back, so it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Autobot Phil and William Wilkinson and a lot of good things. James S. You're who I met at TFcon, right? If so, let me know. If so, you're a really cool guy. I appreciated chatting with you about the game. I hope you got that Metroplex part. Richard Beckner, Damon Swinky, and Mr. Jeff, Cyberplays. Okay, good to see you guys, and as more of you guys come in, welcome. But we'll go ahead and head on with the Transformers Earth Wars news. This weekend's event is called Trick and Treat. Now, if this sounds familiar like it did to me, it's because it's the same name as the event we had about this time last year. That's why the thumbnail says Trick and Treat 21, because you had to have some kind of a different name other than because how you differentiate between the last one and this one. So that, I mean, it works, but little weird. Anyway, let's move on. Where are we? That button never works until I click it. There we go. Take part in this weekend's event to win 1,500 4-star shards, 3,000 3-star shards, 10,000 premium shards, 20 million alloy and energon, 150,000 spark, and 10 bag of tricks chests. Very cool. It's an individual prestige event. Starts at the usual Friday start time, ends at the usual Monday stop time. As you can see, Halloween falls in through there. That's why we've got the Halloween themed thumbnail and event title. 10 prestiges, super XP throughout the event. You guys know how to play events. Gotta be headquarters level 4. And standard battle zones, a little different than we usually do for prestiges. Normally prestiges are prime cores and flat battle zones, but hey, no prime cores this time, and normal battle zones. Okay, so here's what you can win every single prestige. Starts off with premium shards, a couple touches on the alloy and energon, a couple touches on spark, 3-star, 4-star shards, and bag of tricks chests. And here's what you'll find in the bag of tricks chest. You got a 10% chance of any of those Kremzeeks, and a 50% chance of 5-star shards even. So that's pretty good odds. I do like those odds. It'd be pretty nice. I'm pretty close to a 5-star crystal on my Decepticon account, so maybe if I get lucky. And there's only 10 of them though, so I don't think that'd be enough even if they were all 5-star shards. But anyway, it would give you that much closer anyway. So cool that they're throwing that in there. We did finally learn the ability of Dazzle Strike and Giza. We kind of forgot about them last week because of the big guys, Metroplex and Tripticon coming out. And before you ask, no, I didn't even try the event. I didn't even try the campaign. I barely played the event. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'll even be able to finish the campaign. But anyway, enough of ignoring these guys because of Metroplex. Giza, Dazzle Strike. As a sword, they increase normal damage by a percentage, and they dazzle enemies for a certain number of seconds, depending on the star level, I'm sure. Every 20 seconds, reducing range by 80%, which is pretty cool. And I like this bit. We've got 2 more bots. Kind of funny that Lionizer and Dazzle Strike are basically the same mold, and they do the same thing. Where if your bot dies, they hop down and turn into a robot lion or a bird of prey with a certain amount of health, and that just then continues on to battle. So very cool. I like that. And at some point, I am going to put some paint on this Giza figure. I'm just going to show him up there right now. So this is how it came in that Nemesis Prime pack, just completely unpainted, just silver. I do plan to put some paint on him to paint him up like the show in the game. If you got the Toy Hack set for that Nemesis Prime, it does come with labels. It's a completely different deco than what they have in the game, but I kind of like what they did in the game, and I'm not getting that Toy Hack set. And then you also have Dazzle Strike here. It's basically Lionizer with a little green on his tail. Came with the green light figure from a year or 2 ago. So that's it for them. They will be available in bundles this weekend and available in premium and free combat chips. What is it usually, about 6 weeks or so? About every maybe 3 months. I don't know. It's like every 3rd combat bot that comes out, they end up in those chips. So they'll come in eventually, but I'll probably get at least a small bundle on each of the accounts to try to get those guys. And oh, gotta go hit that button again. New bots. We got a little bit of a leak on this yesterday, thanks to our friendly community manager Dale. He went in and approved the suggestions a little early and kind of let the cat out of the bag. But yes, indeed, finally, many people have been asking for Blurr to join the game, and there he is, Blurr. That's all we know about him right now. But I did get this set up so we can see the side-by-side, the in-game with the Studio Series 86 version of Blurr. You can see it's pretty spot on. They've got a few extra details there in the game, like they've got a little bit more paint on his little extra kibble there on his arms. They went with black on the legs there, a few extra touches on the thighs and all that, but overall, really good representation. I think people probably are going to like the face on the game version, because I know a lot of people don't really like the face on the Studio Series 86 guy. They liken him to, what is it, like the handsome Squidward or something. I could see it. It doesn't really bother me that much, but yeah, I could definitely see it. So, yeah, Blurrimus Prime, he's been saying, I want Blurr, I want Blurr. Hey, there you go. We've got Blurr in the game. JK Prime, good to see you. Thanks for your support. Welcome to our stream today. And let's see, next up, Runabout. I think a lot of people kind of predicted this pairing. We had Runabout come in the game. He's been here for a while, paired with Red Alert. And we figured Runabout was a dead certainty at some point. It took a little while. What is it, about 1.5 years now? Almost 2 years. But we're finally getting Runabout in the game. And we also got a side-by-side comparison. Get out of the way, Blurr. You're not in this one. So there he is. This is based on the Earthrise version of Runabout, where he's mostly black. They kind of went with the Collector Club version of Run Amok the last time because we hadn't seen the newer version of him out yet, so that's why he's got the orange. If they went with this guy, really the only difference is instead of the black thighs, it would be more of a gray or whatever. So I kind of like this. He does have a little bit more extra red on the arms, like some extra. He's got the lines on the legs here, but he doesn't really have the extra lines on the arms that they put in the game, and I think that's pretty neat. I might see about doing something with that at some point. I say that, but if I do, I've got some other ideas I want to get into, and that's probably low on the list. But anyway, looks pretty cool. Looks pretty cool. And that is it for those guys. 5-star batch. Next 5-star batch is coming up. We did the prediction videos. I think I did mine last week. Along with Sunstreaker Waza, Grind Time, went ahead and did all that, knowing that they were coming. And the voting is a little different this time. They've kind of split the bots up where everybody can vote on like half of them and can select one of the next bots. And then they also did a special VIP vote, which is a completely different set of bots for the VIPs to vote on. And the winner of that one will also be in the batch, and then they'll add 3 more to kind of fill it out. I think last I checked, Skylynx and Blitzwing is in the lead in the community Discord, with Slash and Ripper Snapper close behind. So if you haven't yet, the link to the the Transformers Earth Wars Discord is right there on the screen. If you haven't joined yet, go on over there. If you really want Slash and Ripper Snapper to get be in the next batch, get over there and vote for them. If you'd rather see Skylynx and Blitzwing, get over there and vote for them. Make sure they maintain their lead. Or you can vote for whoever you want, but those two are kind of the ones in the lead. And it's pretty close. It really could go either way. And the voting is going to be open until basically the end of October, I think, is what that is. Or is that like... I can never tell when they say midnight. Is it like midnight at the beginning of the day or midnight at the end of the day? Anyway, somewhere around Halloween. Get your vote in by Saturday to be 100% sure. Yeah. So the voting for that is going on right now. Get over there and put in your vote. And so here we are with the community corner. Like I said, Mr. Creeper's always got some nice pictures here. Prime is quizzing Star Saber, saying, "So, what happened to the Matrix?" About that. And I feel like Star Saber is going to get a little bit of a chewing out there because he seems to have misplaced the Matrix of leadership. So, yeah. And PB2, our resident Minecraft artist, has got Double Dealer in the game now. There, as always, it's a fantastic representation. We got a front view, we got a front 3/4 view, and we've got a back 3/4 view. Even put in the detail on the tail feathers slash launch ramp there that hangs off his back. Really great job there with Double Dealer. And that's pretty it for the Transformers Earth Wars news. As usual, there's some extra stuff in the newsletter, but I don't feel like covering it. I mean, like there's changes for wars in Prime Cybertron League, but I don't battle in there. If you are battling in Prime or Cybertron League, you probably have the newsletter, or you're in some Alliance chat. You already know about it. So there we go. Let's see. Oktar is saying. See, Star Saber Death Source will not be 5-star unless there's no bots left. Yeah, that's probably true. Also, probably true about Sentius Magnus and Malice as well. And yeah, I had this up here for a while. So if you're watching somewhere other than YouTube, come on over youtube.com/EngineerHoist. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on any streams. And if you feel like it, you can also become a channel member and help support the channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter for infrequent behind-the-scenes content. Although I was a little bit more frequent this past weekend with TFcon going on. And I forgot to put the credit slide up there again. How about I just do this? We'll go here. There you go. That works. So thank you for the support for our channel members. Do appreciate everybody helping out and going the extra mile. Yeah. Let's see what do we got here. Would Star Saber and Death Chicken be good as 5 stars? Oh, they'd be fantastic. They'd be overpowered. That's why they're not available. Well, Big Bronze Rim disagrees. He says not overpowered anymore. And that's probably true. I mean, they were definitely overpowered at one point. It took a while kind of like the same thing like Swoop and Scourge. They were overpowered for a while, then the game kind of caught up to them. And
All right.
JK Prime, thanks for renewing your membership. Do appreciate it. So Swoop and Scourge were overpowered, but the game kind of caught up to them, and but they were still left out of one of the 5-star votes. But obviously they made it in this past batch, so Star Saber and Death Source will end up as 5 stars eventually. Alpha Trion, TFcon was awesome. I met you there too, didn't I? I think you were searching me out and ran into Bert the Stormtrooper. Said, "Hey, there's somebody looking for you," and he told you I was wearing the wrong thing. He was remembering me from the other day, so I'm pretty sure that was you. Either that or it was some other Alpha Trion. But yeah, it was a real pleasure meeting you. It was a good time. It was a good time. Volcanicus has missed you this past weekend. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the game definitely missed me, but it was so much fun. Let's see, 5-star Skylinks is one to chase. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see those two be in the front runners, Skylinks and Blitzwing, and then also Slash and Rippersnapper. Not surprised at all. In fact, I had Slash and Rippersnapper as one of my bots, and the only reason Skylinks wasn't in there is because honestly I didn't think he'd be up for a vote. That's why I tried to tell Sunstreaker Wazo, let's not vote yet until they put out the action, or let's not pick our predictions until they put out the vote, because we're going to take some, put some in that aren't even available, or leave some out that are available, and here we are, we're right back where we started. And Skylinks is available, and I think we all would have had them on our list, and if any of them had them on their list, then they're cheating. Not really. No. Hey, how about we do some crystals and kind of get that out of the way and move on. Actually, we're not going to go there yet. We're going to go here. We'll do some crystal cracking, and then we'll get onto the toys. So we got a couple of these gold chips here. Grind Time did. I honestly did not think Skylinks would be in there. Adaptive shielding. That's for the headquarters, isn't it? That's another really good headquarters core that I have. In fact, that might even be my second G-Metal adaptive shielding. But I don't even have a headquarters that can put a power core on it yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I voted for Slash because only because that's what I had her in my prediction. I would be very happy to see Skylinks. Not sure if I would chase it because I'm worried that I'd end up in a situation like Elita 1 was, where that was the last one from the batch. I'll say it depends on who else is in the batch. If we get another good group of bots in the batch and Skylinks is in there, I might just go straight voting for going for that crystal. See if we get any good combat bots. Like I said, didn't get many crystals, and I didn't put up any points on the Decepticon account, so sorry about that. I did tell the commander that I was going to be gone, and he said, "Yeah, don't worry about it. We understand." Yeah. There we go. We got a couple of 3 stars, but they were all still duplicates. And those other 2 are just prime cores. Let me go switch the audio. So here we are over on the Autobot account. We got a few more crystals. Still nothing really crazy. Oh yeah, that's right. We got a 4-star crystal. I had enough 3-star shards for a 3-star crystal, which I knew was going to be a duplicate, which then gave me a 4-star crystal. You guys know how that works.
Alright!
Red alert! Thank you for the support and becoming a channel member. Looks like I'm going to have to go update my credits. And leader class at that. Alright, cool. Volcanica says, I didn't need the commander to tell me. I knew why you weren't putting anything up. Big Bronze Ribbon would be awesome to meet you at a TFcon. Hopefully, because I'm not going to all of them. I just can't afford it. I mean, even without figures or anything like that, I just can't afford all of them. So hopefully, the one you choose to go to lines up with the ones I choose to go to. It would be great to meet you. Let's see, we'll do 5 of these ships and then we'll hit that X10 button. Overseas travel is pretty tough. I mean, as it is, they do TFcon in the United States and they also do TFcon in Canada, typically around Toronto. And while some people do actually cross the border, like, you know, Americans going to Canada and Canadians coming to America, very often it's pretty much within the country. Like Canadians generally don't go to the ones in the U.S. and the Americans generally don't go to the ones in Canada, just because, like you said, just because of the whole crossing the border thing. And also, in fact, this year, the one in Toronto, the next one coming up in Toronto is like in December, and, you know, Canada gets cold. I don't like cold. I don't know if they I'd go there anyway just because of that. I don't know, maybe it might be pretty cool. Definitely not doing it this year. Oh gosh, it's already starting. Thanks for bringing that up, the Alpha Trion. It all turned out okay, so it was still fun. It's okay, we can joke about it. You know, that's one of we'll talk about it later, but you know, that's one of those things that's kind of stressful during the moment, but you can laugh about it later. Luckily, we are able to laugh about it later. All right, so nothing but 2-star dupes out of those. Well, we'll talk about it in a minute. We're cracking crystals right now, Pikachu. I'm pretty sure that's the elephant in the room you were talking about earlier. Yeah, Cyberplace isn't that cold here. It was actually pretty nice up there in Baltimore. It was like 70, like mid 70s most of the time. Like that, even at night, it only got down like mid 50s or something, which is really not that bad. Mid 50s in Florida would be pretty bitter cold. It's trust me, for the same temperature, it feels much colder in Florida than it does other places up north. Just humidity or something. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I was actually fine outside, like in shorts and a t-shirt when it was probably like, I don't know, it might have still been 60s or something at that point. But okay, we got a few 3-star dupes, but any good cores? Not really. It's all silver. And let's do the 4-star crystal and welcome in our next 4-star dupe, which is Pyromagna. Reflective coating, it's okay, but I've got enough of them. I will take those 5-star shards. Okay, let's see how close are we to a 5-star crystal. Not very close here on this account. We're much closer on the Decepticon account. Alright, so that does it for the game. Let's back out to the main page so we can get the usual music. Rearrange a few things on the desk here.
All right.
Taylor 417 renewing the membership. Thank you so much. Got the new bots put on the shelf yet? No, I actually don't even have them all out. We're actually about to start looking at that. Okay, so a few things about TFcon, because I know I did my haul video. I covered some of this stuff in there, but I know it was kind of impromptu. You guys didn't all necessarily make it. But if you want to, go over there. If you want to see what the full haul was, go ahead and go watch that. I just showed the boxes. I didn't show anything else, but we're not covering all of that today right now, just because I don't have them all open and out of the box yet. But we will take questions or whatever. Fitz19 asks, how long did the drive take? Actual drive time was 13 hours. On the road time from start to finish was it was like an hour extra, so like 14 hours going up, and it was like 15 and a half coming back, just because I had to make more stops on the way back because, you know, nature calls. For some reason, it was calling more often on the way back than it was going up. And I did actually make one extra side trip, and I guess we'll go ahead and talk about that. When I stopped for lunch, some of you guys, this is one of the things that I put up there. I think I put it on my Instagram. Yeah, I did, because it went to everything else. And you can probably see it right here. I'm not hiding it very well. So I stopped for lunch, and as I'm sitting there for lunch, I look across the street, and there's a Walmart. I was like, hey, you know what? Let's go stop in Walmart and see if there's anything available. Because, yeah, honestly, I was thinking Waspinator. That's who I was hoping for. I was thinking Waspinator. Didn't find a Waspinator. I did find this guy. I was looking for him too, but this is not what I was thinking about in there. And not only did I find this guy, I found 3 of him. 3 of them. Because I knew there would be some people needing them. I actually got them all. So, sorry, Lumberton, North Carolina, I took all your slags. And yeah, if you look, when I got home, I used my customizing skills and I fixed the box. Yeah. Honestly, I don't have too much of an issue with the name. I'm fine calling him Slug. They've been doing that for a while. But you know, I do remember him as Slag, and I do like the name Slag. So I mean, of course, I'll call him Slag. But unless I'm trying to be accurate because of the game or product name or something like that, so yeah, I figured I would go ahead and do that. Plus, it's funny. I figured I definitely got. I see you guys are laughing. In fact, I've got some. I did get some laughs because from there it also went over to Facebook, and I think I posted in the TFcon discussion, and I got the appropriate laughter that I was expecting. Oh, let's see. So why did they change his name to Slug? Because Slag is a derogatory term in some parts of the world, or whatever. So. And some people got upset, so that because they didn't want to be offensive, they changed his name to Slug. Even though the name Slag was meant to be like the molten leftovers from a smelting process or whatever. But because of the potential misunderstanding, probably 1 or 2 people complained, and they're like, okay, you know what, we're tired of hearing the complaints, and let's call him Slug. So, what should we do next? Well, I showed this off during the haul stream, but when I looked at it afterwards, I found that the lighting was not as good as I thought it would be. When I was first setting it up, I'm like, okay, that seems to be good lighting. Then I was watching it back, I'm like, wow, I really should have turned those lights up a little bit. So here we are. We got better lights. This was the model kit that I did, so this is the. I didn't finish. I haven't even done any work on it. Luke, thanks for renewing your membership. I appreciate it. But yeah, so these are like the leg parts for that attack mode Optimus Prime, with some rust parts on them. So you can kind of see there. Like I was explaining before, the way they showed to do it is you put just a little bit of super glue, just enough to make it stick, and then you dribble some sand. And I did actually take some sand with me. They had a whole bunch. There was plenty left over. So they had a little container. Took a little sand with me, just in case I want to do it again. And then you cover it again. You kind of seal it with a little bit more super glue, and that kind of sticks it there. And then you paint over it, and then you go back over it with some like a very thin layer of orange paint, and it kind of looks like rust. And it actually works. I thought that orange might be a little bit too much, but I went real light, and I think it actually works out pretty good. And I tried to protect them with some paper towels, and this part obviously must not have been completely dry because I've got a little bit sticking there, and there's a few spots of doing that. There just wasn't enough time, so like I said, I had plans to go back and revisit all this stuff, so I will clean it up later, as they say. So there's that part. I also showed off this part here. This is like the chest piece. Also, some other things I want to clean up. I don't know how well it's going to come across, but one of those lights here on the end, I wasn't very careful with it, so it was got a little bit of over painting, and let's see, same thing on this part right here. There's a little bit more silver paint than I wanted to put on there. So that's one reason why I decided to go ahead and leave this on the sprue, so I can go back and see there's a little bit more of the rust on his shoulders. So then there's a little bit more here. It's one of those things where when you're putting that on, I just noticed a few spots that I forgot to paint. So that's kind of how it looks if you don't put the rust paint on it. The thing about that is it's rust. It's random. So if you make a little bit of a mistake, just go with it. So yeah. So there's that. But the coolest part of it that I like, and I'll tell you now, I've decided that every other model that I build, because I've got like a lot of these flame poised models. I've built 3 of them so far, but I've still got 5 or 6 and a few more on the way. Every other model build, I'm going to be doing some kind of painting to it, even if I'm not changing the character like this one. And this is definitely something I want to do. Took these gray, just like these nice gray pieces, put some metallic gray on there, and maybe if not the gray, maybe just some silver on it. But I think this looks amazing. Just a couple of paints on the metallic gray, and yeah, it looks a little bit streaky or whatever, but again, it just kind of adds to like the weathered, dirty effect. And did some dry brush painting on here. I think this part looks good, and even got a nice big streak right there. And I was like, you know what, that's damage, or you know, that kind of makes it, I think it adds a little bit more of the personality that we're going for on this. And some pieces like this piece here is an internal piece, so I didn't put any paint on that one. So yeah, this one I'm definitely going to revisit. I never did go back and revisit that ratchet. It's still just sitting over there. It looks exactly like I did when I got back 2 years ago. This I'm definitely going to revisit, do a little bit more details, and actually get it put together. And depending on how I'm feeling, I may even do some of that on a stream sometime. So let me go ahead and show off this guy, because I got him out. As I mentioned before, I put together a list of things that I wanted to look at. Things to look for. Things like Fans Toys Thomas, but I didn't even see one there, much less at any price. That was really just kind of a pipe dream. I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to look. If it's there, we'll think about it. But no, it wasn't even there. And then also other things like Titans Return Nautica, I thought would be pretty cool to get. I did see her there, but it was still in the box set, and they wanted $325 for the set, and I said, no thank you, I'll figure out some other way to get her, or with renewed confidence in customizing, or renewed vigor in actually customizing bots, maybe I'll figure out some way to do that. I don't know. So, yeah, so I didn't get that, and I think the other thing I had on there was like some parts for my G1 Scorponok, because I'm missing a ramp, one of the ramps on his legs. I have no idea what happened to it, but I was taking pictures of it a while back, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've got everything. Just there was a chrome that's faded on one of the leg pieces, but I got everything. And then I realized, like, oh no, I'm missing a ramp actually. So I figured, hey, yeah, let's go see if we can find it. And I didn't really find any parts. I didn't look that hard. There were a few Scorponoks there. In fact, the Stormtrooper got a Scorponok. No, I didn't get the ramp. So the exclusives I knew I was going to get, so I wasn't too worried about that. Speaking of which, there's Rung. He's playing Earth Wars right now on his tablet. You buy a Cosmic Rust model from me? Oh, it might be a long wait. If my past history serves, it may be quite a wait, but I don't know. I want to try to do more of it. I did order some extra paint because I did take some of the paint from that class, but I didn't take it all because there was a few colors that were just one bottle per table, like a yellow, orange, and silver. There was only one bottle for the table for everybody to share, and I had to leave early. And because it was just a small amount, there's no way you needed to use all that paint. So I didn't want to take it from the other people since they weren't done yet. Yeah. But anyway, so you got Rung. He's really cool. He's a little back heavy. You could have used some heel spurs. You know, he doesn't have any heel spurs, but I mean, you can get him balanced pretty good. I mean, when you put his scooter on his back, I mean, you can kind of see just how far forward I'm kind of leaning him just to get him to stand up. If I stood him up straight, he'd fall over for sure. And then this piece here, it's kind of adjustable, so you can kind of have that to where it's more like he's holding it. He's got a bunch of different hands. The problem is the hands that he has, you can get them out pretty easy, but I tried swapping the hands, but getting the other hands in, they're very tight. I almost couldn't get them in. And one of them I was trying to force it in, but I saw where I was almost stressing it, so I decided to stop and forget about it, and maybe I'll sand them down later. But he's got a whole bunch of different hands. He's got a bunch of different faces too. Let's see if we can get. There you go. Got the eyebrows and everything. Yeah, he's in the game. That's right. He's in the game. He's looking at the game right now, wondering, "Is like, why am I a combat bot? Why am I a combat bot? What am I doing?" But yeah, his alt mode is an ornament. He basically just kind of folds up into just a long thing, like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And he even comes with like a little spaceship. Kind of looks like the Ark because, you know, he's a model builder. So outside of the exclusives, the only other thing that I found on my list was I was looking for Energon Rodimus. The reason I was looking for him is because I'm sure I've seen it before, but all of a sudden recently I saw another picture of him, and I thought, you know, Hot Rod as a truck is really cool. A really cool idea. So he's got you know, he's a red truck with the gold flames. And I just thought that was a really, really cool idea. So I was like, yeah, let's go look for Energon Rodimus. And I found him. He's the Takara version. He was sealed in box. And the cool thing about this, and I didn't even know it until I opened him up and took him out. Apparently on the Hasbro version, the spoilers, they're all just this red color. But on this one, you can see outside of the frame, he's got the flames on the spoiler too. So it ends up looking really, really cool. But yeah, it was completely sealed, completely unopened. Basically a brand new figure. Let's see if I can remember how to transform him. I'm gonna do this, do this. Part's supposed to tab together somehow. Yeah, I only transformed him the one time. I mean, he's not super difficult. And the camera is a little... Still trying to figure out the right thing to do with the camera. Maybe you go like that. Yeah, that works much better. Oops. So there we go. We've got him back in his truck mode. Apparently he's a combiner. Is that what you're talking about, like the PowerLink hotshot? Yeah, I saw. Apparently he does talk about. He does combine apparently with a few different other figures. I'm not really interested in that. And in fact, yeah, you know, a lot of people talk about do you display your figures in alt mode or robot mode. Most people do it in robot mode. This guy, honestly, I love his alt mode so much better. He'll probably be on my shelf like this. I mean, look at the gold flames. He's even got the gold hubcaps and everything like that. Man, that is like super sweet. Yeah, so very cool pickup. Very happy I found not just Energon Rodimus, but this particular one with the flames on the spoiler and everything like that. So very cool. This doesn't attach very well, but who cares? I'm not going to put it on there. Yeah, that one was really cool. You want to talk about gold and cool? Kang Toys Fur Mini. Can't even get the whole thing in here. I mean, look. You have to bring the camera up. Look at the spread on those wings. This is basically like a they did like a masterpiece version of these guys too. And believe it or not, these are not exact miniatures. They are actually different. But these things are so crazy. I mean, you know, they're really sharp too, so you gotta be careful. And they're actually translucent. I think in the instructions it almost shows off. It's almost like they didn't put the gold paint on them, so they show like translucent yellow. But then they paint them all up nice and gold and everything like that. I haven't even transformed this guy yet. I've only managed to get him out. The sword here, you could tell right away from the sword that the sword combines, and they even have a picture of that. Turns out the gun combines too. With all of the once they all come in, all of the guns will combine into the big Predaking gun. All the swords and other stuff will combine into the big Predaking sword. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, great detail on this guy. Great looking face. He's got all sorts of little logo, like little paint, like tampograph, I think is what they call them. Just all sorts of gold and orange and red, silver paint. I don't think there's any die cast on this guy, but I mean, look at him from the back. And it all can basically collapse down most of the way. You know, so it doesn't have to be quite so spread. And there's all sorts of joints on the wing to where you can position them however you want to, pretty much. I saw somebody, you can actually get the wings and kind of have it go over the front like this, like he's wearing a cape almost. You can position the bird head in the back, so if you don't want the bird head sticking over the top, you can do it like that. In fact, that's how they show it in the transformation. So there's just so much you can do with this guy. And $35. $35 for this. $35. I wasn't going to get him, and then I saw him on the shelf. It's $35. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So I grabbed him. My thinking is, it's probably kind of like a bait, get you in there for cheap, and then you're going to feel the need to get the others, and then they're going to be a lot more expensive. That's my get. That's my thinking. Hopefully it doesn't turn out that way. But yeah, this guy's really cool. I mean, if you could only get even if you didn't want to go in on all of them, this guy's he's amazing. So we'll just kind of reduce the footprint that he takes up, fold his wings in a little bit. See, what do you guys saying? Dive Bomb? Yeah, that's Dive Bomb. They call it the third party name is Fur Mini. The masterpiece version of it is Firmament, and he's the mini version, so he's Fur Mini. They actually show a picture of the instructions of him as kind of like the bird pet of the Masterpiece dive bomb. It was kind of funny. Let's see. The guy's more wings than robot. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. That's the only other one that I've gotten out so far. And I say one, but he's kind of 7. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get him all the way in the camera frame. I'll probably have to use a different lens when I actually review him. Let's give it a shot. Yep. You only see him waist down. Bring this back as far as we can go. We'll bring him up a little bit. So there he is, bottom down, and we'll bring him up. This is the New Age Hephaestus, or as you know him, Devastator. Absolutely fantastic. I am so happy I got this guy. And yes, indeed, I combined it. This took up most of a large part of the day. Not because he's particularly difficult, just because there's like 6 bots. They come in robot mode. First thing I did is I transformed them all into their vehicle mode, which was very intuitive. I didn't even need the instructions. Although I did see later on that I did make one tiny mistake on Bone Crusher. But generally, you can figure out how their transformations are. They're pretty intuitive. The little individual robot modes, they're fantastic. The vehicle modes are great. The robot modes are great. I mean, they're spot on. They even come with little trumpets for like the ceremony in the movie where at Starscream's coronation. And then, of course, then you have to buy a whole one last set. That they come in the set of the 2 torso guys, the 2 leg guys, and then the 2 arm guys, and you have the 4th set is most of the torso there. Hook does fill in the top here. Long haul does fill in the center and the back here. You got Scavenger up on this part, fills in this part of the shoulder. Bone Crusher fills in this part of the shoulder. The rest of the arm is all part of the kit. And then it's down to like just below the knee is part of the kit. And then the rest of the leg are Scrapper and Mixmaster. But you know, I as much as I'd like for something to be not have the extra kibble parts or whatever, I like how this is kind of a necessary way to get what you've got here. What you've got here is a very good combiner. It's pretty stable. It's cartoon accurate, and the individual robot modes make 0 sacrifices. They look great in vehicle mode. They look perfect in robot mode. Otherwise, you end up like with Combiner Wars. Combiner Wars is a good reason, good example of why this is a good idea, because you either end up with something like the smaller Combiner Wars figures, like say Menasor, where you got decent robot and vehicle modes, but the combined mode is not stable at all, and it doesn't really quite look very good. Or you end up with like the Combiner Wars Devastator, or even for that matter Power of the Prime's Predaking, where the combiner is good and is pretty stable, but the individual robots suffer. So you're going to either have the combined mode suffer, or you're going to have the individual robots suffer, either in alt or bot mode, if you try to do it without the extra pieces. Unless you're Ocular Max, somehow they did that Bruticus all in one. I have no. So they've got the secret. But in general, for the most part, especially like Devastator and Menasor, for again is another one of those where, especially if you go for cartoon accuracy, because Menasor, if you go look at it, the cars are basically just attached to the sides of whatever Menasor is. It's like Motormaster just grew and changed a little bit, and then he attached the other guys magnetically. Kind of like they did in that Masquerade episode, where they had Windcharger holding everybody together magnetically. But anyway, this is it's a fantastic pickup. I'm very glad I was convinced to get it by watching other people's videos. Now, one thing I did differently, it didn't show in the instructions, but On Scrapper here, his hands don't fold all the way up, and they're normally supposed to be turned in. But I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but he seemed to kind of want to lose stability on this leg, so I just turned those legs, and that kind of gives him a little bit of a heel spur. And believe it or not, it actually helped quite a bit. Mixmaster actually has a couple of extra pieces that flip out to help with that, but they didn't show to do that. But it's definitely an option, and it helped for sure. So, and apparently you can put batteries in his gun, and it does a thing. It's got a button. You can put some batteries in his head, and there's a button you can light it up. You can also flip this up. You can fold his glasses in. But I never really liked Devastator without the glasses. You got Devastator wears shades for me. So, but it's an option for you. Nice spot where you can put a Decepticon logo right there on his chest. Very cool. Very, very cool. Big Bronze Rim says, if I could go back to 2015 and talk to younger me, I'd tell me to go in on Legends and potentially skip Masterpiece altogether. I agree with you. Because they're just as good. They're getting almost as expensive, to be honest. And you can fit so many more on your shelf. It's very cool. You know, I haven't actually. If you want to see just how I did this for a scale for somebody else earlier, so you can see there he is with Leader Grimlock, so you can see just how tall he is, just how big he is. Chug is very good too, PB2. First of all, you get more characters in Chug, and they also tend to be less expensive. But yeah, so he towers over even leader class Grimlock, who is a large leader class, at least in today's age. Is this guy better compared to Combiner Wars Devastator? With the one exception of size and being official or not, this guy is light years beyond Combiner Wars Devastator. Combiner Wars Devastator also does have the whole you don't have any extra parts deal. But yeah. Devastator always wears shades, my man. But yeah, so there you go. There he is. And you know, one thing I haven't done is I have not compared him to the Iron Factory. So I've got the Iron Factory Bruticus and the DJD Combiner, who was unnamed. As far as I know. So I haven't compared him against them. I will at some point. I basically just I've had just enough time since I've gotten back to, because I've had to go back to work yesterday and today, so I didn't have a lot of time. Had just enough time, really, pretty much to get these guys open. In fact, even Rodimus here, I only just opened him after I got done with the slides today. I figured he'd be pretty quick. He's a standard transformer. He's not a masterpiece kind of dude. So I got him open and transformed pretty quick. It is in the hour or two between finishing my slides and the stream. Most of these other guys I got done last night or whatever. In fact, I haven't even done anything with Fur Mini. I just basically took them out and put them together. Because I mean, the wings don't come attached; they come separate. So if we bring him back out here, like right here, but you can't see because of the light. So this connection right here is kind of a post, and you can actually take that. You can take the wings off. I'm sure for Predaking, you take the wings off and move it because he becomes the arm like usual. I'm sure you take the wings off there and reattach it to Razor Claw or somebody. But in package, it also comes separate, so you do have to put those on. So it's recently got a leader class Megatron. Very cool. Very cool. Just looking back, PB2 says, hopefully Legacy Minosaur rectifies that. I was talking about the Combiner Wars Minosaur. Rectifies that with Motor Master coming with most of the Combiner stuff since he's Commander class priced. Yes, I agree. I have a feeling they're probably going to follow the likes of some of the third parties. I know X-Transbots did it, and I think Magic Square even I think did that too, where you got Motormaster as a normal figure, but then the trailer becomes a lot of the combined mode. And see, that actually works well, much better than this guy, because for this guy, there's really nothing to do with the extra parts. That's just, when you take it apart, it's just an empty shell of a Devastator. At least for something like Menasor, Motormaster does have a trailer, so you can find a way to make that fold up into a trailer to hide that. Even the Iron Factory, both Bruticus and the DJD, they have extra parts as well, but you can take those parts and kind of like make a bust. So it's like a statue that you can have, it's like a Bruticus chest, or like a Tarn, you know, it's almost like a shrine, you can call it, you know. so that would be pretty too. That's a pretty cool idea that they did with those extra pieces. Let's see. That thing is a disgrace to the Mighty Skylines. Let's see. James just unboxed a MP52 Thundercracker. Ooh, lucky. Yeah, I mostly just stayed away from those guys because I've got the original. I've got Starscream, Thundercracker, Skywarp. I got the original ones that came out, and I'm fine. I think those new ones look fantastic, and I am jealous that you got such a good-looking one. But I'm okay with the ones I've got. Red Alert says, "Guess what? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know." Tomorrow's your 21st wedding anniversary. Well, congratulations. Can you buy his flag off of me? Yes. Let's see. Altabot Phil finally found a Studio Series 86 lot at Macy's. Oh boy. Now I'm gonna have to get now we gotta go look at Macy's? Come on. Come on. Yeah, I had seen some people saying they were finding some stuff at Macy's. Some people were finding stuff at Big Lots. That's like a dollar store, and they're finding like Studio Series stuff. What's going on with that? I don't think there's a Big Lots very close to me. I mean, if it's where I'm thinking it is, it's not real far away, but it's farther than I travel on a normal basis. Macy's, however, is not that far. It's in my normal stomping ground, so maybe I'll swing by a Macy's at some point. How many gnaws do I need? How many gnaws does anybody need, really? I got the one. I think I showed him off last stream. I got the one. I also got the Unique Toys Sharkies 3-pack a while ago, so I got those 3. I've got the Studio Series 1, and I've got 2 of the Combiner Wars, and I have the one from the Pit of Judgment. So I have 7 gnaws. Only one of them is the Studio Series. Now, normally when I find something in a store, I cancel the pre-order for the figure. I didn't do that with Gnaw, so I still have another Gnaw on pre-order. So I will be getting a second Studio Series Gnaw. So that would take me to 8. Do I need more than that? No. I will tell you, if he makes it to clearance to like Ross or something, and they have them for like $6 or $7, I'll get more. Someone bought 9 Studio Series Gnaws on Instagram. That's probably Larkin Slayer. He's got a whole. He's got a ton of them. He's got a bunch of the Alicons too, and yeah, he's got a lot of stuff on his Quintessence shelf. I got a lot of the Transformers Prime Viacons, not the first edition, although I do have 2 or 3 of them because I found. But I ended up getting, oh, goodness. I want to say something like 5, 6, maybe 7 of the RID Prime. You know, they did that second line, not the first edition, but the second robots in the Transformers Prime Viacon. The one that most of them are like, the same one that they did as an Air Viacon version. I got like 5 or 6 of those. Crazy. Let's see, 5-star Metroplex poll? Oh, that's a long way away. That's I think it says that's something at least 2 years out or something like that. That's a lot of Steves. Oh yeah, it's a Steve and a Johnny and a Roger and a Paul and a whatever you wanna call it. Whatever you wanna give them. Yeah, I'm familiar with the whole Steve the Viacon thing that was going around at the time. It was funny. Let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, TFcon. We talked, you know, PB2. I think you brought it up about the chip, the whole chip thing. We kind of glossed over it. I wasn't avoiding it. We just other stuff to talk about. Yeah, that was a fun time. It was crazy. So if you're not familiar with that story, Bert the Stormtrooper, as crazy as he is, he does it. They have this Packy one chip challenge. The brand is Packy, P-A-Q-U-I, and every year they create this chip that is like super hot. Like this year, I think it was like Scorpion Pepper and Carolina Reaper and a whole bunch of other stuff. And they have a disclaimer saying if you've got medical conditions, do not do this. You know, and they encourage people to, and they sell it as one chip. It is a they do other chips, you know, like packages of chips that are hot, just not that hot, apparently. But they sell this, and it was like I don't know, like $5 or something for the chip. But they encourage people to record themselves and post it out on social media. So you know, Bert goes and does that. He encourages other people to do it. He got Patriot Prime to do it, and Patriot Prime's got other people to do it. And so they're like, hey everybody, let's how about who wants to do this Packy one chip challenge and whatever. And foolishly, I said, hey, I'll do it. Because I like spicy stuff, and I've had some really hot stuff before and come out okay. So I figured, oh yeah, what the heck? Let's go ahead and do it. Sounds like a fun time. So I got my chip. We go down there. The other guys in our group, Kato and Deluxe and Rodimus Primal, they all passed. They're like, no, that's not the kind of thing that I want to do. Which you know, that's fine. That's fine. We didn't even really give them that hard of a time. So we get there, and here's the thing: Patriot Prime and Bert the Stormtrooper. Between the two of them, they ended up with, they bought like 12 chips or something like that. So they bring them all, and they're down in the lobby. I'm up in my room. After spending a lot of time on the dealer floor, I'm tired, and I just wanted to sit down and take a break for a minute to get away from everything. And then I see on the group chat on the phone, it says, "Hey, it's a chip challenge time. Get down here." And I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." So I grabbed my chip, went down there. And so they're in the lobby. The lobby is broken up into a bunch of little seats and stuff like that. You know, little like I don't know how do you call it, like little pockets of seats where they're kind of like around a table or whatever. So they picked one. So we're all sitting there, and they're calling out, "Hey, why don't you come join? Why don't you come join? Hey, anybody want to do the chip challenge? Anybody want to do the chip challenge?" And you know, we're getting people. So we had a good group. Basically, every chip except for one was spoken for. So they both started up their stream on their phones, and they streamed simultaneously to each of their channels. And so they counted it down. Rodimus Primal did the timer. They basically said, you know, normally the challenge is if you're out less than 5 minutes, you got to tear up your little banner thing because you failed the challenge. And they say 30 minutes, you're awesome. You know, an hour, you're doing really well. And they said, well, in the interest of time, we'll say 15 minutes. And so we counted it down, 3, 2, 1. Everybody eat your chip. So we all go eat the chip, and yeah, it was hot. It was crazy hot. super hot. But everybody did it. Some people were regretting it immediately. And so as we're going, Rodimus Primal, he's got the time. He's saying, okay, I'm not hearing what he says. Then I hear 2 minutes, and I'm like, oh, good, only 2 minutes left, is what I'm thinking in my head. Then I hear him say 3 minutes. I'm like, oh no, he's counting up, meaning there was still over 10 minutes left. I'm like, oh my goodness, and you can feel it burning as you go down. And I'm regretting things. I'm regretting it at this point, but no, it's all still good. It was funny. As soon as I ate it, like within 5 seconds, I started getting hiccups, but only hiccups like 3 times. It was still kind of funny. Bert caught it. He's like, "Hey, you got hiccups over here." After about 3 or 4 minutes, we had a couple people tap out, and yeah, I actually planned ahead though for when it was over. I had 2 little bottles of milk from the little store over there. Well, within like 3 minutes, the dude sitting next to me, he hands me a $5 bill. I'd love to buy. Can I buy one of your milks off of you? I'm like, okay, fine. I'm thinking, it's like, okay, I still got 1 left. That'll be fine. I can get some more later. Yeah, and then Fire Tox. I don't know if you're familiar with Fire Tox. He does some good 3D parts. In fact, he's the one who I got. So some of the, I got these extra energy rods and legs for Daniel and Wheelie. Not the hoverboards, I got it for somebody else, but I got the legs and I got the energy rods from Fire Tox. Really cool dude. He's got a YouTube channel. He's starting up doing some reviews too. He also has an Etsy page where you can buy the 3D print, so go check him out. Fire Tox, Firetox. Awesome guy, fun to hang out with. But anyway, he's doing he's standing up behind everybody. He's managing for a while. Then it hit him at some point, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm done." And then when he goes and gets himself some drink, cools down, he comes back. It's like, okay, well, he coined it himself. Says, okay, from now on, I'm lukewarm Tox, because he couldn't handle the fire. It was funny. Yeah, and then after a while, one of the guys, he actually lasted about 6 or 7 minutes. Seemed to be doing okay, but then he tapped out. He wasn't doing well. He sat down, but then he had a really bad reaction, and we were all really worried about him for a while. Antonio, I don't remember your name, but I know he's been on this channel a few times. But yeah, but it took a while, but it calmed down. Whatever happened, apparently he hadn't eaten much that day. So if you are going to do the challenge, eat. Don't do it on an empty stomach. But he got better, and so that's where the whole joke of we almost killed a guy came about. Patriot Prime even said, my new sign-off is going to be, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget we almost killed a guy. So that was the joke afterwards. Like I said, everything turned out okay, so then we could joke about it. So yeah, I saw he commented on the Hall stream. So yeah, it turned out he was a good guy, and his wife was giving him a hard time. It's like, you dummy. So yeah, it was all good. And they felt Burton Patriot ended up filming a follow-up video with him. And it all ended up really well. It was tough for stressful for a while, but ended up being okay. So I thought it's lukewarm Tox now. Yeah, he was lukewarm. He's Fire Tox again. He's back. He's back to being himself. Yeah. Red alert. That's right. That's one of those hoverboards is yours. That's right. Robert, there's no gifting coins, dude. Subscribing, and I appreciate you subscribing and opening crystals, but first of all, I don't have that many coins. Second of all, it's not even possible, even if I wanted to. So... 10,000 likes to show the Transformers toys, dude. I've been showing the I've been showing the toys. You don't even need 10,000 likes. See, there's one. There's another one. Now where's my 10,000 likes? It's all good, dude. Oh man. Oh, let's see. What else happened? Oh yeah, we did a panel. We did a panel on Friday night. Rodimus Primal posted it up on his stream. I shared the link in the Discord chat yesterday, I think. Unfortunately, we didn't have access to the audio from the speaker because it was just from the microphone. It just went to the speaker, so it was kind of hard to hear what we were saying a lot just because of the echo in the room. And also, honestly, I think the masks, trying to talk through the mask, probably mumbled some things. It kind of muffled what we were saying. So, but it was if you pay attention, you can kind of make it out. But it was fun. It was a good time. Honestly, it was crazy because it was right after the opening ceremony. They did the opening thing at like 8 o'clock, and then after that we went up there for 8:10. I was expecting the room to clear out and have just a handful of people, maybe just a few people that knew of us stick around. But it was amazing. It was actually just the opposite. I mean, the room was about half full. I don't think it was ever more than about half full. But the amount of people that left, the handful of people that left, that's the amount of people I thought was going to stay. So it was quite a full room. It was fun. If you've ever seen us together on a live stream, now I haven't been making it to many of the live streams. It's just the timing just never seemed right. But if you've ever seen us on live streams or whatever, it was basically that. We had a little topic. We went for a few minutes, then we started taking questions from the audience, and then we talked for about 10 minutes about that, and then another question from the audience, and then we all talked for 10 minutes about all that. About one difference from the live streams and this is we didn't devolve into Godzilla or Masters of the Universe or something off topic like that. Yeah, the audio is a bit jank. Yeah, exactly. But like I said, it was Rodimus Primal's dad. He was sitting there filming it with his video camera. So I don't think there's anything we could have done to do it better unless the microphones were hooked into some kind of a recording device, which I don't know if they even were doing that. I'm pretty sure they were recording from the back somewhere. Maybe they had it, but we certainly didn't. So. What I think of the third-party panel reveals? Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I was there sitting there. I was sitting there next to Deluxe Baldwin from Hail Hasbro Reviews, and it was pretty cool. Most everybody else had left by that point because normally it happens Saturday afternoon, but this time it was Sunday afternoon. It was the convention was almost over. It was like 1 o'clock, like after lunch on Sunday. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. I thought the Planet X set was a little crazy. They had like 20 slides, and 19 of them were of just the one. Who was it? Neptune or whatever. It's like their Fall of Cybertron Megatron, which looked really cool. But it's like, okay, you guys got 20 slides to show off all the figures you have. It's like we just got the one, so we'll just give them 20. We'll just give them 20 slides of that one figure. And then they had one slide with the Planet X Cactus. That's the new IDW Grimlock with a silhouette of a Sludge figure. This said not to scale, so I mean it could be bigger, it could be smaller. Speaking of that Planet X Cactus, I've seen pictures of it, and I thought, that's pretty cool. But I've got my Planet X Grimlock. I don't really need another Planet X Grimlock. As cool as that is, I don't need another Planet X Grimlock. Well, sure enough, they had that thing in the display case there at the Chosen Prime booth. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So pretty sure I'm going to end up with Cactus. It's so good. So, I don't have the words to describe just how cool it was seeing that thing in person. And Kato said the same thing. He was saying, like, yeah, that's cool, but I think I'll pass on that one. But then he saw it in person. We were just kind of like looking at each other. It's like, oh, man. But why was it Sunday? I don't know. I have not met Peter Cullen. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, Ocular Max. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They had the Ocular Max, the Bruticus. They're doing that in a G2 color. They had that whole set there on the table over at the ages 3 and up and Toy Dojo booth or table. They had that set up there. They had Steeljaw. You know, our friend Glit here, Dot Cat. Basically the same kind of deal. It's a real, it's a size of a real cassette, except instead of Ravage, it's Steeljaw. So that was pretty cool. And First Aid. It is the first of the protective bots that they're going to do with the all-in-one transformation deal like they did with Bruticus. And they nailed it with the Bruticus. Yeah, I've got him. He's hiding over behind Unicron right now. But I've already pre-ordered that First Aid. It's crazy. Robert, I love how you're bidding with things that you just don't have. 1,000 likes. I have comic books, but they're not really within reach, and there's not a lot of them. Most of my comic books are digital. I've bought most of them digitally. The only comic books I have mostly are the ones that came with the Thrilling 30 figures that came with comic books. But I like how you're bidding 1,000 likes or 10,000 likes. Yeah, Greg Berger was there, Gary Chalk was there, Venus Terzo, Bob Budiansky. I didn't go talk to any of them. I'm not the kind of person who goes. Yeah, I'm very introverted. I'm not a small talk kind of person. I wouldn't know what to say to them. You know, I totally appreciate what they do, and the meaning that it has and all that stuff. But as far as meeting them, it's not something that's on my list of things to do. Yeah, I know some people. I know Patriot Prime got Gary Chalk's signature on one of those reissued Beast Wars Optimus Primals figures or whatever, and that's cool. For that to be able to do that for the people who like that and want that, I'm very happy for them. It's just not something that really means a whole lot to me, you know. So, are the comics in the other room? No, most of them are just right over there, but I don't feel like getting up to go look at them because he can't pay with the 1,000 likes. And we're not really talking about that right now either. So, do you know if any of the Transformer voice actors were at TFcon? Oh, let's see. I actually did catch I didn't go to many panels, to be honest with you. But right before the closing panel, because I did go catch the closing panel because I wanted to be there to see what the announcement was for the next one, hoping that it was Orlando. When he started off, he was saying it's like, yeah, and he started talking about Orlando, about how they really want to go. Hated the fact that they had to cancel it because he was looking forward to it. I'm like, it's like, you better not be saying all that stuff about Orlando and then not announce Orlando. But sure enough, he didn't announce Orlando. I was like, But he did say they definitely want to come back to Orlando. They said, you know, they planned the shows out like 3 years in advance, so they announced it's next year in October in Chicago. They said they had that planned before you know, all this stuff happened or whatever. So it's not like they're choosing to do that instead of rescheduling for Orlando. This stuff was already planned before any of this happened. So because they book hotel rooms, they book convention space way early, and when you think about the fact that they do have to book all that stuff early, it kind of makes sense why they can't, you know, just reschedule for the next time for the place that just got canceled. So, anyway, still disappointing. I was really hoping they'd say Orlando. But anyway, so like I said, I was there for that, but so I got there a little bit early, and the panel that was wrapping up before that was Xavier Cadeau, who was the voice of Cyberverse Dead End. And so he was there. You know, people were asking him questions. He even had a little I can't remember. Yeah, they were mostly asking him questions, about voice acting and what he thought about Dead End and stuff like that. It was a good time. It was kind of interesting. One of the things that he said, I don't remember exactly what he said, how he said it or whatever, but he was talking about finding the meaning in the words on the page, about the whole voice acting thing or whatever. Now, before I even get into this, I have no aspirations for being a voice actor. I don't consider myself a voice actor, but I like to do voices. And when I read the bios, I tend to put a little extra into it. And what he was saying about that, I was thinking, is like, that's kind of what I do. But he basically, I forget what it was. He had like a package of something. He was just reading something off there. He just read it, straight. He just read the words, and then he read it kind of like quizzingly. It's like, oh yeah, as if it was a question. And then he read it as if he didn't understand it. He read it a few different ways. And it's just, you got to think about it, look at it. It's like, find the meaning find the passion behind the words instead of just reading, them straight off the page or whatever. And it occurred to me, that's what I do, like when I read the bios, or even when I do the story time and then try to do the voices or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's actually that was pretty cool, to hear him saying all that and recognize that I was kind of doing something similar. Again, I'm not saying I'm great or awesome or going to be a voice actor or anything like that, but it was kind of a similar kind of thing. So I thought it was cool. Let's see. Got Greg to autograph the Studio Series 86 Grimlock. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Sentinel Prime and Earth Wars? Yeah, no. Fitz got it. PB2 that says the way they did Defensor's feet is really something. Yeah, I know, that was pretty cool. Because I had seen a picture. Do I have? Can get to. Let's go back over here. So here's the instructions for Mentis or Rung. So I had seen a picture of this before we saw that panel, and I had seen a picture of this. This is the Mastermind Creations. They do Ocular Max. So this is the Streetwise, and so I see this picture here. I'm like, okay, all built in. How does he do all of this? How does all of this fit into Streetwise? I'm thinking. And then, it occurs to me, it's like, that may not be in him. And then you can even see, look a little closer, you can see here in this picture, so there's the foot, and then there's kind of like this bar that goes behind it and to the knee. And I'll bet you anything, this bar right here, I'll bet you anything that's going to be die cast. So yeah, looks like this... Basically, this whole entire lower leg is going to be Streetwise, and I think Groove is the other leg, so it'll probably be the same kind of a thing. But all this black, the foot, and then the bar, and then the knee, that's all going to be coming from Hotspot, whatever they call them. So, there you go. Robert, don't advertise other people's channels. I'm aware of Chris McFeely. He does well enough without you coming here begging for likes and stuff. Go over there. Just stay in the stream. Stay active. Focus on what's going on here, and don't go be promoting other people's stuff. Same thing. I wouldn't tell you to go over to somebody else. I wouldn't tell you to go over to Chris McFeely and have you post something to say, hey, go watch Engineer Hoist. I wouldn't tell you to do that. Don't do that for here. So didn't Groove die in the comics? I don't think Groove died in the comics to make way for Rook, but he died in the game. He died in the game in Earth Wars. Thank you, Robert. So he definitely died in the game Slingshot. the aerial bots died in the comics. That's why if you go back and look at like my first custom video, I made an IDW accurate slingshot. And all I did when they released the slingshot, it was kind of like a Walmart exclusive or something. It was a limited release or whatever. Anyway, I got that, and I just basically pulled him apart at all of his ball joints, and just okay, an IDW accurate slingshot. And I just pulled apart all the ball. I just dropped all of his parts slowly in front of the camera, and then that was the video. So it was pretty funny. I thought it was funny anyway. I'm sure some people got upset by it. I think most people found the humor in it. So, I don't remember Groove though. I'm pretty sure in the comics I think Groove survived because I think Groove in the Combiner Wars became the chess minion. But they didn't want to do that in the game, so to make room, so to allow for Rook to be part of Defensor, they just said, yeah, you know, Space Bridge mishap, Groove didn't make it. They'll just write them out. So, I don't remember the part in the comics where Rook died. I believe you. I haven't been keeping up with the comics for, you know, a few months now, and some of the other ones like where during the Combiner Wars time are it's been so long that memory's starting to get fuzzy. I just noticed my light is working its way up into the camera view again. It's one of those desk lamps, and it's a little knob. You're supposed to tighten it down so it doesn't keep it in place, but it doesn't tighten very well, and it slowly creeps up. Oh, it's by Star Saber. Yeah, that's you know, that's a while back. Well, heck, by the end, most of them died at the hands of Unicron. Spoiler alert, by the way. So, I think somebody asked, might have been Taylor asked earlier if I had any kind of merch or anything like that. I don't, but I want to get some stuff out there. And so I've been trying to come up with ideas. I've actually started writing some down. First of all, I don't have a logo. I mean, you've seen my profile picture on YouTube. It's just my face. I'm not putting my face on a t-shirt. I mean, first of all, I'm not that narcissistic. Second of all, I really don't need my face going around on a t-shirt for everybody to go be wearing or whatever. You know, I'd rather have some kind of a logo. But I've given that some thought, you know, in the past. I just haven't done anything with it or whatever. I don't know. I was thinking maybe do like a, you know, you could do, you know, some people do like a faction symbol. Like, you know, I've seen like Ben's Collectibles did a faction symbol sort of his face. Or there's some other things where I was thinking maybe like do like a hoist. Like a hoist face, you know, like basically like take this head and, you know, simplify it into like a faction logo style. You know, maybe that's one idea I have. But more than just the logo, I've seen there's, you know, it doesn't have to be just your own logo stuff. I mean, a lot of people, like even Rodimus Primal, you did that Con World Order thing. Or you did it kind of like, you know, the old WWE New World Order, you know, with the wrestling stuff, but instead of New World, Con World Order, and it had like a Decepticon outline, and it worked on two levels, one for Decepticons, another also for conventions. So that was pretty cool, and so I was like, oh, you know, you kind of made me think, and it doesn't have to just be your logo stuff. So I've been trying to think of ideas. The trick is not only just thinking of the ideas, but also actually making it. I actually thought of a really good idea I think just yesterday. It seems pretty simple to do. So, and I am coming up on 10,000 subs. which you know, you don't have to have 10,000 subs to have merch, but at 10,000 subs, you can't. If you do have merch, you can have it display with your videos. So I think it would be wise to have that ready to go. So I'm not on Discord right now, Fitz. Yeah, I was having trouble with the computer, with the streams and stuff like that the last few weeks. So I've had Discord off just in case that was causing a problem. I think I figured out the problems, and I don't think Discord was it, but I don't have it up right now. I'll check later. Let's see. Do I like Transformers Rise of the Beasts coming? Well, I haven't seen it yet. I think it's pretty cool. I'll definitely go see it. I think that the stuff that I've seen of it, that Scourge truck looks awesome. The new Optimus Prime truck looks awesome. I'm a little upset about that tow truck. That's the second tow truck that turns out to be some kind of a Decepticon and Predacon and not a Hoist. They say it's like Battle Trap or something like that. The last one was Onslaught. I mean, it was a green tow truck for crying out loud, and they called him Onslaught, and they didn't even make a toy of it. Come on! Oh, he found something that looks like a logo. Cool. I'll go check it out. Favorite Autobot, Maximal, Predacon, Decepticon. Oh, well, favorite Autobot and character in general is Hot Rod, obviously. I know. I think you're new to the channel, so you wouldn't know that. But yeah, it's Hot Rod. We got that question during the panel. Yeah, everybody that somebody asked everybody who their favorite character was. And I happen to be wearing my Hot Rod shirt, so it was perfect. I said, Hot Rod. This Optimus Prime, but yeah. Oh, we got more Shannons. Yay. Favorite Decepticon? I'm gonna say Astro Train. I just got, yeah, I don't know why. I like Astro Train. Yeah, I still have his G1 figure. It is not in good condition, but it's mine from a kid, and that's kind of why I was so disappointed about missing out on that Fans Toys Thomas, is because that was the Astro Train. It was a really good Astro Train. I'm still kicking myself that I missed out on that. But I'm looking forward to getting this guy out of the package. So there he is. I did open the package and I looked at him. I haven't done anything with him, but I did look at him. He looks great, so I'm excited about this guy. Maximals, Predacons. I can't say that I have a strong favorite on them. I plan to review all of these. I mean, that's why I've kind of gone and done everything. I've got the set it up to where I can do this. In fact, let me show you what I've got planned. It's a whole nother thing to where the intention is to do something like this, where I can be sitting here reviewing a figure like this, because what the plan is, and I said I would announce something on here, and unfortunately I waited this long till like half the people have left, so consider yourselves lucky. And so even full camera or whatever, because here's the story why I have this view and why I have this view. I got this set up because I'm going to start doing the reviews, and I can see basically where my face is up here at the top, and you kind of need to adjust the camera or whatever, because it's not quite positioned right. To do my reviews, instead of coming up with a whole nother space, I said let's go use this space here. And I might have to get different lenses, because this lens is not the best for him, because it's zoomed in a little bit too much. I've got another lens that'll be a little more zoomed out. But my intention is to stream as I record. But still record them and post them as a recorded video. Okay? Let me go ahead and come back over here. Oh, it didn't do that again. Thanks for the advice, Fitz. I'll figure it out. Basically, the intention is I'll go live, and you guys can watch basically my review process as I'm here. And the reason why I do it without all the other stuff and without your chat on there is because the intention is to review it and then take, basically do takes. So I'll be live, you guys can chat, and I'll stop at a point here and there and chat with you, but at some point I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not going to be looking at you guys in the chat, and I'm going to basically be as if I was here by myself reviewing a figure, and if I mess up, I'll go do it again. If I mess up, I'll go do it again. I don't really do a script, so there's not a whole lot of that. But there will be times where I will pretend like this chat is not there and just be focusing on this, talking to the camera like I usually do, and things like that. And then at some point where I think it's time to take a break, I'll come back and chat. So that's kind of what I have planned, but it's going to be members only for those lives. I'll do one or two. I'll start off. I'll do one or two open for everybody. But at some point, I'm going to put the live recordings members only, because if I'm going to record it live and have it out there before everybody, what's the point of having the edited video, right? Plus, also something for the members other than just, hey, you've got some extra emojis, right? So, and in fact, part of the deal when I did that if you click on join and you look for things that you get offered at the different levels, some of those say members only streams, and so those are going to be the members only streams. And the first couple, I expect a bunch of you guys to be there, and I'd appreciate it. Members only streams, I don't have a lot of members right now, so at some point it might be pretty lonely, but that's okay. I'll be doing it. Anybody who's a member would be able to go join up and at any time and take a peek behind the scenes, so to speak, at the recording process. And then when it's all done, I'll leave it up for members to go watch anytime. But then I will take those recordings, edit them up into a nice compact little actual review video, and put it out for everybody. So that's my plan. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I don't know what days I'm going to do it. I don't know what times I'm going to do it. But that's what I'm going to do. So Robert, Pacific time is 3 hours earlier. So we start at 8 p.m. our times, which would be 5 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, so that's the plan. And I'll make more of an announcement about all that another time. I may even make a special video talking about that. I mean, you're supposed to do they tell you for like memberships and stuff like that, you're supposed to do videos to talk about what you're going to get or whatever. And I haven't done a video because I'm like, it's like, oh yeah, come help support the channel if you like what's going on, and here are some emojis. But so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out stuff like that. Plus, like I said, I do want to get back into doing reviews, and this is a good way of doing it. I already know how to work the whole streaming thing, and yeah, kind of killing two birds with one stone. 5 p.m. 5 p.m. your time, dude. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll make it for the core class or if I might make it leader class only. So, and if you end up picking one or the other, you can always change levels at any time. So, yeah. Yeah. I will say, Robert and anybody else out there, I would say learn how time zones work. Learn how to convert from one time zone to another. It's very helpful, especially in today's age with all the streaming and the global community. A lot of stuff going on. It's super helpful to know how to convert from some time zones into your time zone. So I mean, it's okay that you don't right now. You know, not everybody does, but it's definitely super helpful. If there's one thing, to go off and learn, it's that. So, all right, folks. Well, I think that's going to do it. I do appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out with me, and chatting, asking questions, and all the usual stuff. But that's going to do it. I'm Engineer Hoist. Keep rolling, my friends. See you next time.